Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like down below. There was an interview via the website here, Screen Rant, for WWE 2K23 and the developers, and they asked a bunch of really good questions that I didn't even think of. So I took some notes here because the interview is pretty long, so I'm just going to go over the bullet points, and that'll be the video. Anyway, so to start off, my favorite mode, Universe Mode, is going to have more cutscene options that you pick, more immersion and customization. So by that, they said, let's say you go out to the ring, you can do actions before the match, like you could have, they use the example of Bobby Lashley coming out and shaking hands with MVP. So shaking hands with your opponent. Or you can come out and punch him in the face beforehand. Then you can watch these cutscenes pan out, so there's a lot more story and immersion to Universe Mode, like it should be, and that's awesome. And then next is War Games. The match type they said was really like a big pain to make, and they couldn't do it with their old engine. With 2K22, they redid the entire engine, and they were talking about how, you know, when you go to the backstage area, you can climb up on that little area that's like a bunch of little boxes and do moves on there. Before you couldn't do that, the game wouldn't allow it. You can only get in and out of the ring. So when they designed that, they figured out how to do War Games, and they even said that little pocket in between the rings, when the rings are together, there's special moves that you can fight and do in there, and you can springboard off of there into the other ring and stuff like that. That's going to be awesome. They said that you'll be able to switch between the other characters as they come to the ring. You won't be stuck as just the same one the whole match. But that's in single player, of course. I skimmed through the interview because it was, like I said, very long. I didn't really say anything about online multiplayer war games, but and it sounds like it's going to be stuck to. They didn't say this, but this is just a guess. It'll probably be stuck in the arenas that it's in, kind of like Elimination Chamber, or the old games where the Hell in a Cell match was stuck at the Hell in a Cell arena. That probably won't matter, so that's not a big deal for me. But it sounds like War Games is going to be super fun, and it's been a fan-requested match type for years, so finally got it. That's awesome. And then Create a Superstar. Sounds like it's getting a major facelift. The art director or whatever said that he was annoyed that their in-ring or in-game characters looked really, really good, and then our created characters still have that slight jank to it, for lack of a better term. So he said that they should be on par with the in-game characters now. So that's going to be awesome. My worry with that is, what if they got rid of a bunch of creation parts? Because they did that in the old games. I think when they went from 2K14 to 2K15 and 16, they removed a lot of creation parts because they didn't have time to up-res them all. So I'm a little worried that they might have taken out a bunch of the stuff just to make it look better. I really hope that didn't happen, because everything else that they're talking about the game sounds awesome. I just really hope they didn't get rid of all those awesome creation parts they made. Alright, next is My Rise. You can import or export your character from that mode. In 2K22, you can, if you made a character in that mode, it was stuck in that mode, and you couldn't take a character from the creation suite and put it into that mode, and you couldn't take that that character that you made in the mode out. I'm starting to repeat myself. That was the stupidest thing. It's like I spend a week making a character, my main character, and then I'm like, okay, cool, maybe I can import him into My Rise. Nope, had to remake the character. I mean, if you fully make a character, you got the character to make, right? The look. Then you got the move set, which takes hours because there's so many moves. And then you got the entrance. And then you got victory. I mean, yeah, there's a lot. And in the same vein as create an entrance and everything, or create a superstar, the create a custom entrance is back. I know a lot of people complained that it wasn't in the last one, But it sounds like it's back. He said that if you want to come to the ring, he used the example of Shotzi in her tank, and then in the middle of the ramp, you're riding a skateboard, and then when you're in the ring, you're doing the rocks pose. You can do that now. I don't know how that's going to work with the transitions and stuff, but it's back. So that's awesome. My GM will last multiple seasons now instead of just the one season and then you start completely over. I didn't really clarify if it's going to be endless seasons like in universe mode, or if you could play like 3 years worth and then have to start over. Hopefully it's endless. That would be really cool. Let's see here. Oh yeah, my faction, if you're a fan of that mode, I am not, will add online multiplayer. I'm a little worried about that because they might lock a lot of like the daily quests or daily missions or whatever the hell they call it to beat X amount of online opponents, beat X like online opponents without getting damaged. They're really gonna like, we only have a year, to get the platinum, so try not to have online achievements or trophies. I mean, I used to be a trophy hunter big time until they started doing all this online crap. Because then once the new game comes out, either everybody has switched to the new one or they shut the servers off. And then you can no longer platinum the old game anymore, which really sucks. Or 1000 it, whatever system you play on. And then showcase mode, instead of fighting as Cena, playing as Cena versus his opponents like they've done in every showcase, they're trying something a little different this year. You're going to be his opponents facing Cena. Now I think that's really cool because you'll be able to play as more opponents or different people. So like Randy Orton, let's say Rey Mysterio, Edge, all these people that wrestled Cena and probably lost. You're probably going to try to change history because Cena kind of buried everybody while he was there. I hope they have the Bray Wyatt one. That'd be cool. Call it like Redemption. I'm curious what matches they're going to pick because they're obviously only going to pick ones that are in the game. So anyway, that's going to be really cool. And they talked about the system they built to where it goes from the actual match footage to the in-game footage. There's a special program / development kit thing, I don't know the name of it, that they developed to do that. And it works really well, and it's some new technology they came up with. I'm like, that's really cool. So that's awesome. And then, let's see here. For the first time in the franchise history, it's going to have female referees. I think that's really cool. Another thing I saw on another website was they were asking about the roster. This is the end of my notes, by the way. Those are like the bullet points. Another thing I noticed is, what website was that? I think that was Polygon? I don't remember. They were talking about the roster, like who's going to come back and who isn't. They were talking about, of course, they didn't clarify anything, but they were talking about certain superstars that had left the company and then came back. We kind of got lucky in the last years because Braun Strowman was still in, Mia Yim was still in. But he said anybody who came in after November, December, or during that time probably won't make the game. They might be DLC, but they probably won't be there. And I'm trying to rack my brain who came back in November and December, and then think like, oh crap, hopefully, I think Bray Wyatt came back before that. Bray Wyatt's a moveset and everything. Maybe they can use that mined content that people found. There was supposed to be a Bray Wyatt story and everything in 2K22. Hopefully they put that into the 2K23 storyline. That'd be really cool. So anyway, that's all the information that I have come across. I'm sure I missed a few things because there's lots of information out there. But those are the main things I wanted to talk about. If you've watched this far, thanks for watching. Are you hyped for the game? I certainly am. What system are you going to buy it for? And to end on that note, thanks for watching, and stay frosty.